Ray here from Nest Mortgage, and I hope you're having a great start to the week after a Thanksgiving long weekend that has you well rested for the next couple, because it is going to be a busy one in economics land and something that prospective home buyers and sellers and mortgage holders are going to be watching closely. And that culminates on October 26th with the next Bank of Canada rate announcement, where it is expected that the Bank of Canada will increase the overnight rate by 0.5 percentage point. But between now and then, we get a couple of key pieces of data, and some of which is really the stuff that the Bank of Canada has been fighting for quite some time now. So on Monday the 17th, we're going to get the Business Outlook survey and consumer sentiment reports. And on Wednesday, we're going to get some inflation data for September from Statistics Canada. And so since the last rate announcement in September, it feels like the Bank of Canada has been on a worldwide press tour shouting from the rooftops to anyone who will listen that their work is not yet done, that further rate increases are required. And that's really, I think, geared towards next week's data. So it'll be interesting to see if the Bank of Canada's messaging has the desired result, because last time around in July, consumers didn't have a whole lot of faith that the Bank of Canada was going to be able to get inflation into line anytime soon. So we'll look for those numbers to hopefully edge downward to begin to take a little bit of the pressure off the bank to raise interest rates further. And same thing for inflation on Wednesday. I mean, if you filled up your gas tank anytime soon, you know gas ain't cheap. And so headline inflation probably won't have a ton of downward pressure on it, but it's those core inflation numbers that we're going to be tuning into to see if the broad pressure that the Bank of Canada talks about, meaning goods and services and so on, if we see inflation start to tick downwards there and these rate increases beginning to do their job and really take hold, because we know these rate increases happen, but it takes a while for it to have effect. So a lot of the stuff that's happened on the rate increase side has yet to take effect. So if we start to see that edging downward, that is going to be good news. Now, what happens going forward from here is going to be really interesting, because a lot of the indicators are pointing towards negatives, which, and I sound like a broken record on this, hopefully gives us pause, because I think that's what we're really all looking for here is a bit of a break and a little bit more sure footing. Housing demand hasn't gone anywhere. People are sitting on the sidelines. Sellers are holding off listing their places because they just want to know that the environment's going to be a little bit better for them. And so if we get a little bit more positive news on the inflation and sentiment front, and as these data points start to tick downwards, then perhaps it's time for a little bit of a break. And I know that's what I'm hoping for, and we'll stay tuned for over these next couple of weeks and pass on some information. But fingers crossed that we get a bit of a pause here. And any questions or anything you guys have out there, please fire them in the comments below, shoot me a DM, send me a note, be happy to help. Take care out there. Best of luck.